time has come. I need to shower.
I have been unemployed for 4 months. I got laid off from a job that I really liked, the first job I got when I moved to Chicago, and I took some time with the grieving process.
You cannot watch another episode of Criminal Minds. You have things to not do. Who do they think they are? If I just had more time, I could have upped my conversion. One of my ex-coworkers could be there. What if I see them? What would I say? What'll they say? You know what? Forget this. I'm so over this. How do I download LinkedIn?
I had gotten that first job after only being in Chicago for a few weeks, so I assumed the next job would come to me just as quickly. Plus, I had that cheeky severance check to tide me over. But the second time around proved to be much more difficult. I could barely even get an interview anywhere. I should mention that I did have other gigs that helped pay the bills. I've been walking dogs, pouring wine at museum tours, and I once held a sign for 8 hours at a food convention. But money has been tight, so I'm grateful to past Joe for at least saving up for an emergency fund, which is what I've mostly been living off of. Though let it be known, I haven't been super smart with my money. I was just sort of set up for failure in unemployment. Because any time that I would feel sad or stressed about not having any money or being rejected by Whole Foods for the 3rd freaking time, all I would want to do is go spend money on things that would make me happy. Like, you know, mostly ice cream and cookies and clothes. I kept giving myself pep talks and saying that I was going to make the most of all this extra time. I was going to start running. I was going to read more. I was going to make more YouTube videos. But lack of motivation made it hard for me to even get started on these things. Money can't buy happiness, but it can relieve stress and get rid of some of those impending feelings of gloom and purposelessness, and those things can kind of impede happiness. I also found that it was so much harder to ensure that in day-to-day life I actually did things. Like, when you don't have to get out of bed and get dressed, it's hard to find a reason to, and even if you have that reason, it's hard for it to seem important enough to actually do it, you know, because of the purposelessness thing. So it's just hard to like find the energy to actually do stuff, especially if it's just for like your well-being or some bullshit. I found that I actually prefer squeezing things into a busy schedule than facing day after day of my blank Google Calendar, because then I do have to prioritize the things that I do really care about. You know, I think that when you have less time, you just naturally end up prioritizing more. And I found that there's just a lot more time to fill when you're not working 30 to 40 hours a week. So it became most important to me to spend that time protecting against things that would make me spiral into a black hole. So I was making plans with friends and going on dates, and I was doing some yoga and trying to dance in my room or like walk to a place just to get my body moving. And then after that, I tried to think of things that when I'm busy, I always wish I had more time to do. I called my friends and family. I decluttered my Spotify playlists, which was truly transformative. And I cleaned all the nooks and crannies of my apartment that no one has ever seen or touched. I actually did read some books. I actually did make some YouTube videos. I mastered the art of athleisure. Also, I did a lot of thinking thinking about how I want to treat my income now that I'll have a more reliable one. And I also thought a lot about purposefulness. I had the discovery a few weeks into unemployment that I was kind of treating my life as if it were on pause. In my heart of hearts, I just sort of felt like my life wasn't happening while I wasn't working. Turns out I put a lot of my identity and my self-worth into having a job, which is a total stupid American cultural idea, I know. In America, it seems like you're only worth what you do for a living and how much time you're spending each day working. But you're still a freaking human, even if you don't have a job title. So I had to remember that my life could still be enjoyable and I could still find fulfillment even if I didn't have a job, and that I was in charge of that and that I could feel that enjoyment and fulfillment. So the good news is I've got a job. The bad news is I'm going to immediately forego all of that self-contemplation. No, I'm just kidding. Honestly, I do hope that I continue to put my worth in who I am as a person and I don't get too fixated on my job. Especially when that job isn't my dream job, you know? Why was I letting my survival job define who I am? That's just bad branding. But you know what's good branding? Oh, hello there. My name is Jo Hoke. It's like you're laughing in the middle of a joke. Jo Hoke. And thank you for watching this cheeky little vid. I have been thinking so very much about the world of unemployment. If you like this, you might like something else that I'll make someday. So you can go ahead and like and subscribe and turn on bell notifications and all of those things that apparently do and mean things. Cool. Nice talking to you. That's all for now. Bye.